What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Addictive Fit channel. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to this channel and check out the other fitness videos that I have that are follow along workouts that you can do in the comfort of your own home or at your local gym. Now, today's workout, I'm going to be focusing on the shoulders, the biceps, and the triceps. Now, like I said, I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm going to be using a combination of a barbell, dumbbells, and resistance band. Now, if you don't have any combination of this equipment available to you in your home or even at the gym, then I will show you some exercises that you can do with the equipment that you do have. So this will be a demonstration video where I will demonstrate the exercises that are going to target these particular muscle groups. I will give you my sets and reps. I will also give you some recommendations, some do's and some don'ts. So keep watching, and I hope these exercises help you reach your fitness goals. Alright, so for the first exercise, we're going to target the shoulders. So we're going to use a barbell and we're going to perform this overhead press. We're going to do 4 to 5 sets and we're going to complete 8 to 12 reps. If you look at the grip, it's going to be just outside of shoulder width. We're going to make sure the bar comes down to the upper chest, and then we're going to press up. As you see, this is going to engage part of that upper chest as well as the triceps. So I want to note the tempo that I'm going at. I'm not speeding, I'm not rushing through this. I'm actually giving myself that full range of motion as well as that time under tension so that my shoulders are actually being worked. Now I'm gonna move over to the dumbbell overhead press, and this is for those that don't actually have a barbell in hand. This is going to do the same thing. You can do both of these either seated or standing. I prefer seated if I'm going to use dumbbells or a barbell because it's going to actually force my shoulders to actually work as well as my triceps. So when you're performing this exercise, try not to let your elbows flare out. Try to bring them further in. You don't want them at 90 degrees. Now, if you don't have a barbell or a dumbbell, then you can go with the more affordable option, and that's going to be the resistance band. I love the resistance band because, one, it was my first piece of equipment that I had at the house. Secondly, I enjoy doing the time versus the sets and reps. It makes the exercise more challenging, and I actually feel like I'm getting a great workout in. The form is going to be the same as the barbell and dumbbell. Just make sure that the elbows do not flare out. Now, these next set of exercises is going to target the front, the mid, and the rear delt. Now, I group these exercises together for the sake of time, and I will actually do these in this sequence because it's really going to force these shoulders to work. Now, as you notice, I'm not going to put the dumbbells down during this group of exercises because I want to make sure that I'm maximizing the time under tension, the time that these shoulders are actually getting the work in. So for 3 sets, I'm going to focus on the front delt raise. I'm going to focus on the lateral raise. I'm going to do a rear delt fly. And then here I'm doing the upright row. And then we're going to move over to the resistance band, doing the same exercises. Again, if you don't have dumbbells, then you can go with the more affordable option. Again, I do this one over time versus sets and reps. So 30 seconds of exercise, 15 seconds of rest between each exercise. So for this particular exercise, I decided to do W's instead of doing a reverse fly. The W's is going to target the rear delts just a little bit better than doing an actual reverse fly. That's why I did this one. All right, after we're done with the shoulders, then we move over to the biceps. I'm going to start with this barbell curl. You want to start with your hands just outside of your hips. Make sure the elbows stay tucked. You want to use your core to keep you stabilized so that you're not rocking. We want to minimize using momentum to bring the weight up. Instead, we want to force the biceps to actually grow by forcing the weight up using our core and the actual bicep muscles. Now, the best way I can describe how to engage your core is while you're lifting, pretend like someone is trying to punch you in the gut, and that's how you engage your core. Now, if you don't have a barbell, then you can use the dumbbell curl alternative as I'm demonstrating here. I start with a neutral grip, and then I rotate the wrist so that the pinky is turned inward. That's going to maximize the engagement of that bicep peak. Again, you don't want to rush this exercise. You want it to be nice, slow, and controlled. You want to get that time under tension. And what I'm demonstrating here is a wide curl. This is going to focus on that long head of the bicep. And then, of course, if you want a little more range of motion, and as well as to make this exercise a little more challenging, you can do this seated. As you see, I do it in an inclined position. And this will also minimize any momentum and is going to force those bicep heads to actually work. And then, of course, if you are going with the more affordable option, you can use a resistant band. The trick with this one is the wider your stance is, the more tension you're going to put on the band. It's going to make it a little more difficult, more challenging. The next exercise is going to be this dumbbell hammer curl. This is going to focus on that short head of the bicep as well as the forearms. And I typically will do 3 sets of this between 6 to 8 reps. You typically want to go heavy with these. So as you see, the lower the reps, the heavier the weight should be. Remember, the goal is to try to force the muscle to grow. So the more time under tension, the volume, as well as the amount of weight that you're actually using to work and stress and contract that muscle is what's going to help with the biggest change. And again, we want to try to minimize any momentum that is being used to actually lift the weight. And then for the more affordable option, we're going to go with the resistant band hammer curl. Now, if you're like me, you're going to be using the handles, and I recommend putting your hand through the handle and grabbing the band so that it has enough tension to actually feel like you're actually doing a hammer curl. And then you're going to do these over time versus sets and reps. All right, now we're going to move over to the triceps. Now, the triceps is the biggest part of your arms. So if you're looking for bigger arms, you're trying to grow your arms, then you need to be focusing on the triceps. Triceps consists of 3 heads. Okay, so I start with this cross body tricep extension. Some people like to do the skull crushers. I prefer the cross body because I actually get to feel the stretch in the tricep, as well as it's more challenging when I'm trying to actually contract the muscle by bringing that weight up. Now, in my opinion, I like this exercise better than the skull crusher. Sometimes the skull crushers, you're not doing it correctly. It can hurt the elbows, it can hurt the joints, especially if your elbows is not behind you. But here I feel like I can get the elbow, get the arm extended a little further across my body than I could if I was just bringing the elbows behind me. Now, for those that do like skull crushers, you don't have dumbbells, then this overhead tricep extension utilizing a band is going to be very effective for you. Now, you can use a dumbbell for this one, but I personally did not use a dumbbell. I don't like using the dumbbell for this is very uncomfortable, but the resistance bands actually give me that same stretch that I need when performing this exercise. Now, personally, this is my favorite tricep exercise, and it's going to be the kickback. Now, I'm using the dumbbell here because it is an option that you can use. When I'm in the gym, I never use the dumbbells, but I do use them at home. I actually prefer using either a resistance band, or I will use a cable machine in order to do the kickbacks, but it is an option. You want to try to do these nice, slow, and control. You want to try to be as bent over and your back straight as much as possible. But I don't like the dumbbell kickback. I would prefer using the band, which I'm going to demonstrate here. Now, if I don't have anything to wrap it around, then I'm going to stand in the band, and I'm going to grab the band first, doing a underhand motion, and I'll do 5 reps of that, and then I will rotate the hands, and I will do 5 additional reps. Now, of course, I do this over time. I just do 5 reps rotating the wrist so that I'm getting different angles. I'm hitting the tricep heads. I do want to show you 2 bodyweight exercises in case you have no equipment that's going to target the chest and the triceps as well as some of the shoulders. The first exercise is going to be the push-up, and you can vary this in whatever form you want to, whether you do incline, decline, wide, close. It all is going to work for you. And then the final exercise is going to be dips. If you have a bench, you can use a bench. If you have a chair, you can use a chair. You can even use the side of your bed. You can even use the floor. Thank you again for checking out this video. Hopefully this workout, my demonstrations and recommendations move you a step closer to achieving whatever your fitness goals are. If you're looking for more content, remember to subscribe to this channel. Also like this video and comment on any future content you would like to see. I also put my website in the description, addictivefit.com. There you can check out any merchandise that I have, as well as follow along fitness programs, as well as one-on-one coaching programs. Until next time, see you.